So the first thing we're going to type in is cock. And then we're going to grab these grasses. Yeah. So that's an interesting start to the video. I left it in there. Okay, so basically what we're going to do today is make this scene inside of C4D with the scene from the Really Rad Renders download. Be sure to grab that at the link below for your chance to win awesome prizes. Check out the link below as well to get more information about that. But we're going to go ahead and create an in-depth scene, and we're going to be using some stuff from Quixel, which I have a video on Quixel on how to install that and everything and how to use it for free for this kind of stuff. And then we're going to just create this really nice, cool little pretty scene with two people on a bridge and stuff. And it should be a lot of fun. And it's kind of a relaxed vibe. If you know anything about me and my training, it's just kind of teaching you like you're sitting here. I don't know why, but for the very first start of this video, I started off like I was on NPR or something. I don't know, but this should be fun. This is one of many coming throughout the next month and a half of just creating really cool scenes with this. So I hope you enjoy and learn something and have fun. And I cannot wait to see what you guys make. All right, let's get started. So welcome to the Really Rad Renders challenge. Let's make our first scene. All right, so we've downloaded the scene. We've opened it up. This is what we've got. A little note there. Check that out. We'll just hide that. Hold Alt, double click. Okay, so we've got everything kind of set up here. Really, all we want to do is we want to make sure that we've got everything set up how we want in our plugins and things. But we'll try to do this without any plugins, honestly, just because I want it to be as accessible as possible. So the first thing we're going to type in is cock. And then we're going to grab these grasses. These are only available in Redshift 3.6 or something. I don't know. They're not in 2023. I guess they're in 2024. Maybe that's it. But select all these, right click and say load. And that's going to bring them in. Shouldn't expect that to be the first thing we did. Alright, so then we're going to twirl all these down and we're going to grab the full one. And each of these, hold control, click and drag, pull them up. And then we're just going to delete these. We don't need the proxies and stuff. It's totally fine. Okay, so now what we want to do is we can either like draw these on, but the way I want to do this is I want to create like a nice kind of like, just kind of a pretty field. You know, maybe out in the sky, maybe some big rocks or something in the background. But to start off, I always want to come in with my big focus pieces first when I'm building these things. So I'm like, okay, I want there to be some cool trees. So I grab trees and bring them in, or make like a bunch, or make like ferns, and I make too many ferns. And really, you need to start with the smaller stuff first and build on top of it. Because what happens is I'll come in with like a ton of ferns and I fill it up with way too many ferns because it doesn't look full enough. And you really fill it in with all these little filler things first and then add the bigger stuff in, and it's a lot easier. And I just normally have just found that really is the best way to approach this. We'll leave our guy here for now. All right, so we've got our little grasses here. What I want to do is we'll use the matrix scatter for this rather than like the scatter brush or anything, depending on, because we just have so many. So we're going to go to the RS object tag, go to custom objects, and shift click all of those. Get rid of that, of course. Change it to random, so they're all going in random order. And then we need to go to the object and switch it from grid to object. And we're going to grab our land on the right and drag and drop that in there. You can see our little dots. Now we want like, I don't know, 20,000 of these probably. There we go. And then on top of that, we're going to need to rotate it 90 degrees, negative 90, I believe. We'll check it here in a second. But then the next thing I want to do is I want to add a MoGraph effector random effector. And we're going to go to the parameters of this. And you see that like lift stuff up? We don't want that. This makes things a little more organic here on the side. We'll do like 10 and 10. Just kind of shifts them around a little bit. Now rotation, we definitely want random rotation here on the H. And that's just going to make things like not look like we just copy and pasted, an image of grass. Then I like to do like a little bit of rotation here because nothing's really straight up and down. And then again, uniform scale. Honestly, what I like to do is like I do like 0.1 on the X, 0.1 on the Z. And I actually just go a little higher on the Y just because sometimes stuff like grows taller. Yes, it's going to skew it a little bit, but I think it'll look fine with our grass. Okay, So now we should have each of these little boxes will represent a piece of grass. So we'll go ahead and render view this, and it's going to pop up. Oh, we don't want that. We just want this. And we're going to take a look at that. And you can see our grass. And it's so small. And it might be crooked. It's honestly so small that I can't even tell. So there's a couple ways we can do that. We can grab our actual grass and scale it up. Or we can just go into our object here and just scale it up to like 2 here. There we go. That's probably a little better. Yeah. That's looking better. Maybe try 3. I think that's fine. Now we come in here to our random thing, and we can really start, cranking that up a little more and see what kind of like variation and stuff we can get. Now, there's not going to be a ton of variation in grass, obviously. We'll refresh that. Because it's going to work both ways, right? This scaling up to 1 doesn't make everything just bigger. It can make some things smaller. So that's kind of why we wanted to kind of stay like at 0.2 and start doing such small values. But overall, that looks pretty good. We obviously need more, but it doesn't look like we copy and pasted one piece of grass like in a grid or anything across our surface. So that's good progress. Okay, so next thing we need to do is probably come in here and just literally add another 0. That might be too many. But then again, it is grass, and that looks really nice for a filler. Let's cut it in half and see if that still looks pretty good. Yeah. I'm quite happy with that. Now, obviously, we're denoising it a little bit because we've got our denoiser on. And so that's going to blur that for us. If you want to see what it's going to look like without it, you're just going to have to wait longer. But we also can do a render region with this little box. Come over here. And maybe we'll just take a little glimpse at this little window here, and we'll say bucket render. So it's going to actually do the production render of medium in this little window here. So we don't have to wait for it to calculate all of this. It's just going to focus on that little bit. And it still looks kind of blurry, doesn't it? I'm not sure why. It shouldn't. We'll do high. And try. We'll try again. Could just be the lighting. It's kind of flat. There we go. Yeah, because I'm going to guess what's going on is it's just kind of not like that good looking. Optics, turn that down. Yep. Okay. Global illumination, brute force. Okay, everything's looking good in our render settings. That looks good. It might just be that we need to come in here and make it 4K. But I don't really want to do that because that's just going to make everything take, literally twice as long. But will it be clear? Let's see. It might not be worth it. This is kind of the whole process. It's like, well, what if I do this? What if I do that? So, it definitely looks a lot better, doesn't it? All right. We'll do it in 4K. Took a lot longer to render, though. Okay. Well, let's just do, we'll go back to 1080. Actually, I want 30 frames per second. There we go. It'll be fine. Is that really the difference? Oh, well. Okay. Fine for now. So what we're going to do is copy this matrix. We're going to call it grass on the right with an R. And we'll call this one grass on the left. And what we're going to do is just inside of this, we're going to grab our land on the left, drag it in and replace here. And that should populate it over here. Give it a second. And then we're going to change the seed so it's not identical. Pretty cool. Okay, so one thing you may notice is that we're kind of bleeding into our river here. And really, I don't want our grass to, I don't mind it growing into it a little bit, but I don't want it to grow all the way down to the bottom like that. Turn the bucket off. Oops. Just clicking here. Uh-oh. Turn that off. There we go. Okay, cool. So that looks really nice. That looks nice. We'll put some, but like, look at, I don't like that. So let's fix that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drag and dock this over here. And we're going to take a look at it like this. And so what I want to do is, instead of this, I want to use what is called a plane effector to just literally, just basically delete and create like a fall off. Because I don't want all this grass underwater, right? I can see through the water. I don't like that. So I'm going to go with MoGraph effector, plane effector. And what we're going to do is in the parameters, we are going to go to the scale and set it to uniform scale. And we set it to -1, which is basically just going to erase everything, which is totally fine. So what we want to do is now go into our fields and just add a linear field. And it's going to create this field here. And let's drag it over. And as you can see, as we pull it towards the edge of our scene, we're going to get that kind of fall off. So as that updates in here, see we have all this grass and stuff underwater here. Now, we can just control that and dial that back. So we can spread it out a little more and pull it back a little more. And we can really start to like fade off the grass to the edge. Because maybe we'll use like a different material here on the edge of the water and we'll do like more rocks versus grass, right? Refresh that. It's kind of hard to tell in the viewport here. Yeah, there we go. So now there's like less grass. Yes, I like that. I'm happy with that. Let's do, let's move it just a smidge back. But yeah, that's it. So now what we're going to do is with the same effector, we're going to make a clone of that effector. And so this is the erase for the left. And this is the erase for the right. And what I'll do is inside of this effector, we want to make sure we've only got that one. And inside of this one, we want to add this erase right. And then of course we'll need to take this field and flip it 180 degrees and pull it back like that. So now, refresh. There we go. So now we're not like bleeding into the water everywhere. So nice, 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 nice. We still have some bleed in, which is nice. So quite happy with the way that's turned out. So what we can do is we can add some rocks and stuff here and just kind of like cover that up. But yeah, so that's our grass. Let's go ahead and fill it in, this disgusting kind of material here. Our blah material with something else. So let's close that real quick. And let's grab our light and just rotate it around. I just kind of want to make sure everything's looking good. Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, cool. So now what I want to do is open up Quixel Bridge. Actually, I'm gonna save this. A nice landscape scene 1. Okay, now Quixel Bridge. And what I want to do is I want to go to surfaces here. And I want to go to probably either soil or grass, most likely grass. Okay. And we'll just do like, I think wild patchy grass is a pretty good one. 2K is fine because we're really not going to see it that much. So let's just select our land here. Sorry, my screen capture stuff doesn't allow me to use my taskbar. I have to hit the Windows key. But yeah, we'll just export that. And there we go. Oh. Do I have my preferences? Render, Redshift. Make sure this is unchecked. I'll make sure that's unchecked for y'all. Quixel bridge, export again. There we go. That brings it in. Okay. Here's our grass. Perfect. What I want to do is I want to convert that to a tool, to the new node editor. Boom, boom, boom. Roughness, I want to make sure that's set to raw. And the displacement I'm not too worried about because we're not even going to enable it, honestly. But let's hide our grass on the left so we can just see what this texture looks like. Looks pretty good. We might need to scale it down a bit, so let's just tile it up 10 times. Oh yeah. Nice. Now we turn our grass on. That should look pretty good. Yeah, so we can add, alright, let's add the displacement. We will override, sorry, not that, this geometry tab, override. Come in here to our displacement, and we're going to make sure that's set to raw as well. Then in our displacement node here, we're going to set this to -1 in the new range, which is going to suck it down and push it up. And so we'll see. There we go. Now the issue with that is that, let's get out of our camera view here and come over here and look at it, is it might make some of our grass float because we're sucking it down, right? So it's pretty easy to adjust for that, but we could just tell it not to do that, right? And let's just do this and just set this to like 2, and maybe that'll be better. We'll take a look at that, because it might be better. It's telling me the grass material is not valid. Don't know why. It is valid. Okay. Clear that. Okay, good. Here we go. Yeah, see, that displaces too much. So here's what we'll do. We'll do 0.5 and a -0.5. And that should allow it to displace the right amount, but not really like clip into or make our grass float. So we'll take a look at that. Yeah. Nice. And we can see if we need to tile it more. 20 and 20. I don't think we need to. I think that looks good enough. I mean, we did 2K, so it's not going to look beautiful. But that's okay, because we're not going to look at it this close. That's the thing. Oh, that looks good. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Cool. Let's go back to our camera view. And that should look a little more like normal. Yeah. And so then we'll just grab both of these, Control, click, and delete. And there we go. So we've put both of those on our land on the right as well. So everything should look pretty good. There we go. Nice. Now, for now, I'm going to turn the displacement off so that I just don't have to worry about it. And so it's just going to be normal. And honestly, I don't even know that we need it. Okay, so that's cool. Now, let's grab some stuff and just kind of fill it in with little... So we have like the base grass, right? That's good. Let's take all of our grass things here, like this, and this all the way down to here. Right click, say group, and we'll call it grass. Just so we have all of that together. And so now we can kind of rinse and repeat that process with some different assets. Or maybe we just bring in like one big asset or something, but let's put something on our bridge here. So even if this is all we want to do for the scene is just make a grassy field and make a bridge, that's fine. But we'll do a little more than that. Let's do some rock. We'll do a rock cliff. Would that look cool on the bridge? Maybe. That looks kind of good. Beach cliff. Do you guys remember Heathcliff? The cat? Ooh. Let's do this. We'll do 4K for this, not 8K. And we'll put it on our... I'm going to move this off to the side for a second so it doesn't like hide my screen. Put it on our bridge and download. This should look pretty cool. And install. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some like variation in like some different grasses and stuff. And we'll definitely add some fog. And maybe we'll make it nighttime. I don't know. But you don't need to do like a ton. But you just start layering things in baby step at a time. And it just starts going together. Like this is the point in the project where I'm like, oh God, I have to add so much to get this doing. Do I even want to finish this? And that's okay. Like that happens. We're going to take this and we're going to scale it down. 10 and 10. Maybe not that much. 5 and 5. That looks pretty good. We definitely want some tessellation. We're going to go ahead and grab both of these again. Set them to raw just so they work properly. And displacement, negative 0.5 and 0.5. Now, at first, nothing's going to look, that great. But that's okay. So we're going to fix it all. I'm not sure that stone was the best choice for this. Let's make it brighter and see. We'll lower the gamma. That's better. I don't hate that. Doesn't really feel made though, does it? Maybe let's go even lighter. Like almost blown out. Is that better? It's not better, is it? Well, it's here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna delete it. Okay. We chose poorly, that's okay. Try again. I just want it to look man-made. Maybe we should do... Let's go back to surfaces. And let's grab like concrete instead. Damaged concrete's probably good. And we could just do like this is probably going to be pretty good looking. Maybe something like this. Might be a little better. Yeah, let's do that. Might be better for our bridge. That might look good. Looks more like a road, though. Ooh. Just kind of perusing. That's not bad. We'll come back to that if this doesn't look good. Material. Convert to node. This raw. Okay. And again, negative 0.5 and 0.5. I'm just kind of getting a rhythm by doing that, to be honest. All right, let's try 5 and 5. It's too much. 3 and 3. Yeah, and then let's turn on the displacement because it turned itself off. And let's jack it up like 50. And it looks better. Nice. Okay, so right now you're looking at it and you're like, gosh, this doesn't look that great. It looks very fake in 3D. Yeah, it does, but it will get there, okay? We'll get there. we're looking pretty good. All right, so for now, remember that that's what it's going to look like. We're going to turn this off so we don't have to worry about the displacement. It's fine. Save our progress. All right, so now let's add in some, we want to kind of decide what kind of day it is right now. Like what's our, do I want it to be mainly rocky and foggy, which I think I kind of do. Do I want it to be bright and sunny with like, do we just want to add a bunch of flowers in here? Maybe that's what we want to do too. This is the other part of the process, which is the decision fatigue. We're like, oh gosh, roadblock, because I can do anything. What can I do? So here's what we're going to do first. We're going to turn off our sky. We're going to add a dome light. And we're going to come in here and type in sky. I'm going to go to media. And I like the way that looks. Almost clear. Drag and drop it into here. Okay. Already looking better, right? So you just have better reflections, everything. So now we can pull this, move, oops, oh no. So Shift Control Z to reset your camera, to move your camera back. Oops, done it again. There, I just want to move my dome light over here so I can rotate it, because that's all that matters. So we can try to put it back here and see what that looks like with the nice, backlight. Our grass isn't my favorite looking thing that we have here. So let's get into this. I'm curious. If you get into all of these, select all our grasses. And we just go to put a little coat on it, I think. I think we should make them a little rougher so they're a little more shiny. I think that'll look nice. And then I want to, I think collectively, make them a little transparent. But rather than the white, we're going to connect texture. And gosh, I guess it's not going to work to do a group thing like that. Just make it green. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know. This may or may not work. I think it's just this, like, I just want them to be kind of see-through, and they're not. To make them all thin-walled. No. If I lower the opacity, just 90. It kind of works. Okay, I don't hate that. So now what I want to do is create another light that I want to use as like my real light. So we're going to grab an area light. Because the thing with HDRIs is, I guess, it has all these clouds and stuff, but the light's still just like very diffused from it. So what I want to do is I'm going to have my light selected, click this arrow, go target tag and null. Grab my target, use my placement tool, and I'm going to put my target null right there. So now wherever I move this light back, it's going to aim add it. So I just want to kind of raise this up like this. Whoop. Whoop. Make a big old light. Okay. There we go. We're brightening up a little bit. So what I want to do is really hone this in. And then I'm going to come in here and type in Gobo. And I'm going to grab one of the ones the Maxons provided. And something like this. It's just like gaps of white and black. And we're going to throw that into the texture node here. And you're going to see what's going to happen is it's going to add kind of that cloud cover to our scene. And we'll probably need to dial it all the way back here first. Might need a new one that's a little more... Oh, there we go. Might need to do one that's a little more crowded. Maybe this one. And we'll adjust it, but... Yeah, there we go. And now, obviously, it's way too bright, so 20. And so now we kind of have, like, that hybrid, and we're going to stretch this out. Kind of a hybrid of nice cloudy sky, cloudy, and that. So we're going to click this up until it's like 0.01. There we go. Just going to blur that just a bit. So you have a nice diffused kind of cloudy day. Right? So that looks good. So now if we take our dome lights and kind of lower the intensity of that down to 0.5, we can really come in here and mess with it. Now, our grass texture here is looking a little too shiny, like our actual grass ground. I'm going to do the roughness of that up. What's this? Oh, okay. Set this to IOR. There we go. I think that's a big problem with a lot of Quixel stuff. I mean, you got to take the roughness of that down too, because we don't really need that to be shiny or reflective. Okay, keep backing that off. And there we go. All right, so now, you know, we can turn this off and we can maybe play around with it being just kind of more side lit. Like that looks nice. And then we turn our area light back on, and obviously that would need to then just be pulled over here, and that'll recast that light there. It's not bad, you know. It's still just way too bright, isn't it? 5. Because it's huge. It's not bad. But let's, I like how it looked from behind. So, we'll bring that back. Maybe we'll do like just slightly off. And grab our light. E. And move it back kind of like that, right? Nice. Okay, so here's what we can do now. Okay. To really fill this out. Like obviously we're gonna do some more here. Our water's looking okay. I'm not upset with that. What I want to do is first I'm gonna grab this grass texture and just throw it on the underneath, just so we have something underneath there. And then what I want to do is I want to go to Redshift Objects Environment, and we're gonna save it. And first off, everything's gonna get blown out. So we're gonna take our dome light. And we're going to go to details, and we're going to take the volume all the way down. All right, so now we're just left with our HDRI. I'm sorry, our area light. So now we've got our area light here, and we're going to take that, and we're going to first just lower our scatter down on our environment. And keep going down really low. There we go. And we can even bring it down now inside of our area light here. And I really just want some nice haze coming in. So we're also going to just add some fog, maybe a little slight bluish gray hue. And we'll crank up the attenuation, which is what's going to create that fog. I like the way that that kind of looks, but I don't like that it's erased our background. So we're going to take our height here and crank that up. There we go. So now we kind of have a little of both. And maybe we need to make this like warmer rather than cooler. Kind of a whimsical vibe. This like a 3. And now we can push it forward or backwards with this. Yeah, push that a little backwards. So we're just going to have that haze. Not bad. Okay, so now let's add just some stuff in here to kind of fill this out. And we'll turn that off for now because of the render time. But we know the kind of like the mood of that. And again, maybe we don't. We'll see. We may tweak it and change it. All right, but let's add in some stuff. So let's add in, we want to add in some trees from this models. Slide this over. Go to plants, lob work. Scale them up. Slide this over even more. I want 2 at a time here. So a lot of these are hidden behind the Max on 1 paywall, which I wish I could filter out. I do think I want some of these grasses along the border. So we're going to grab a couple of these, right click and say load. Ta-da. All right. Now, we've got all these. Again, we don't want anything but the full. So I'm going to go in and click all these. I just don't like it. I get it. It's just kind of annoying to me. It just saves on time, but it's fine. All right, so here's our grasses, right? And we want to make sure that these are looking right. Okay, good. Sometimes the textures come in weird. All right, so we'll turn this off for right now. And what I want to do is we'll put all these in a group real quick. So these are our tall grass. And I want this to grow along the edge here. And I could do the same thing with the matrix scatter and then just like do a box. So we'll try that first. Because we could use the scatter tool, but because we're going to have those pre-built already, let's just copy and paste. Okay, but then this one, we don't want these. We want these. So delete that. Size, probably set them back to 1. And then for the effector, we'll want another effector here. So we'll want it to make sure that we're not using that other effector. Okay, and we just want this one erase 2, right? Okay. And this one, we don't want a linear field. We'll want more of like a box field, right? So kind of come over and just kind of be like a box like that. And we'll grow, just shoot down that way. Like so. We can make it a little bigger. There we go. And really we want it to be the opposite. So what we're going to do is click and go to invert. And there we go. That should work. And we'll need to change the C to this. And we'll probably change the number of this like just 5,000. We don't need like a million of these. So we'll take a look at that now. So that should have just some tall grasses here along the coast for us. And we'll see. They may be really tiny. Looks like they are, so let's go ahead and scale them up again for whatever reason. We'll do 5. I want these to be really tall. Oh, 4. Maybe 5 was too high. 3. Okay, and then let's grab our box and slide it back and down. I don't understand really what's, there we go. Like that. I want it right on the edge. Refresh. We shouldn't have any over here. There shouldn't be any in the water. There we go. Yeah. It's looking better. For right now, I'm going to turn my... No, it's fine. I'm questioning my backlighting now. That's not bad. Let's just do the same thing now. Copy both of these. Put them over. This is going to be the right. And this is the right. That's a $sign. There we go. So this, we just simply change the object to you land on the right. Oops. Change the seed. And of course, grab our box and then slide it over here. Wait. Is that how big the... Oh, I see. There we go. Like that. So it's just kind of along the edge there, and that should populate that. Refresh, come on. Updating. It goes slower, get some screen recording. There we go. Yeah. Not bad. It's just kind of blended together and nicely. Now, this is the point where I say, okay, turn off the dome light, turn off the air light, bring back our sun. That was like lighting it this way. And I'm like, is that better? I don't know, but it's definitely easier to see our grasses. It looks pretty good though. We'll go back and forth. Let's add some like color in here. We need some like some flowers and whatnot. And it's kind of a rinse repeat scenario where we just can draw things in or use scatter and stuff to create them. But we'll just grab all these, right click, group, and that's our tall grass on the coast, I guess. I like that. It's looking pretty good. What do we need? Trees? We'll try a tree. I don't like the way a lot of these trees look. Some of them are really nice, and some of them leave a little to be desired. But we'll see. A lot of the best ones are probably hidden behind the paywall, which is, of course, why not? A desert willow probably won't look right here. I think some butterfly lavender might look nice. Let's drag and drop that in. Okay, so we're going to take that and use the placement tool. We're just going to put it right here on this hill. We're going to see what that looks like. What's it look like back there? Let's scale it up a bit. It's back there, it's visible. Now, do we just do the same thing, rinse, repeat with the scatter? Or do we draw this in? First off, let's turn our dome light back on. And our fog and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I still like that. That does look good, doesn't it? Maybe just add some trees I think maybe we could just like place a couple of those around, honestly. So yeah, let's do that. Let's just go in here. Woo! And we'll grab this and we'll use the scatter pen tool. Okay. Middle mouse click and hold to make it big. And we want it to kind of vary the size of these. And for the rotation, like that. And we'll see what that, yeah, we'll just kind of draw some of those in. Just like that. Maybe put a couple back there. Yeah, now I'll go back in here. See what that looks like. I think that they somehow got elevated. So all I'm going to do is grab my scatter and lower it down. Just going to squish it into the ground a smidge. Looks like they got kind of wild. There we go. Don't mind that. Okay, let's try a tree now, because I think we could break up the horizon with a nice big tree. Not a palm tree though. We'll save. I don't mind that. You also can come in here with the scatter selected and go back to the scatter tool and then lower the count. Well, maybe not. Never mind. Let's do it beforehand, or while you're still editing it. I do like pine trees. I think those are really nice. Just pine trees in general. We're looking for a good tree that'll be a nice silhouette. We don't want it to be too flashy. See, like that would probably be good. Those are like bushes though, but something to that extent. Ooh, a little pop of yellow in here. Can't do that. Let's find the paywall. We also can go over to Quixel if you want. Maybe that. Let's grab a field maple. To load, okay. And placement tool, and place it just back here. I said, look. It's kind of pretty. Let's make a copy of it. Just control, click and drag. We'll do it old school style here. We'll rotate it around a bit, off kilter. Definitely push it back further and pull it down. Just kind of balance it out a bit. It's too crooked. I don't love that. I think we need to make that like a bundle of them so that they don't look the same. You know, like just a little grouping. Still looks the same. To really pile them in there. I still want them to look like the exact same tree, copy and pasted. That's kind of a tough thing to do when they are the same tree, copy and pasted. I don't mind that. Let's see if we can find another one. Yeah. Slow it in that one. What's that look like up close, like that? Like a little foreground action. Yeah, I think that's going to look nice. Let's bring it down low and like really you just kind of have those branches creeping in the shot here in the foreground. But even closer to our camera, like that. Oh yeah. I like that to break that up. Nice. We definitely need some rocks It's coming together here. And we'll add a character here as well, or we'll get rid of the character. Maybe I just get rid of the character. Who knows? Let's see. For this one, we might get rid of the character and do a character and another one. Quixel bridge. Now I want some rock. Let's do environment. Let's just look. We don't want just like random crap, right? Like construction, stuff like that, or walls. We want something that's gonna look nice. So let's check out the environments and let's do like a grassland. Oh, that seems right. Soil, grass, flowers. Burnt tree stump. No, that's not gonna fit in. A dead tree doesn't make sense for what we want. Clovers might be good to put a layer of clovers in. A wooden stump? Nah, we're not doing like that intense. I do like this one though. Let's put that one in here. We'll see. Oh, like this, like a nice rock. Oh, yeah. We'll just do 2K because it's going to be foggy and in the distance. We'll download that. And we might could do some clovers, but I don't think we even need to be honest. Let's see, where'd that go? It's come a long way though, yeah? In less than an hour. Not bad. Did I freeze? Did I break it? Oh no. Okay, our stump came in. Let's go ahead and material, convert and replace with nodes. Of course, double click that. Actually, I want this stump to be a little lighter. It always comes in kind of dark. I don't know why. 0.5 might be too much. 0.8 seems to be a good sweet spot I've found. And then both of these set to raw. Okay. We're not going to worry about displacement too much because we're really just going to set it down. Okay. So that's what it looks like. Let's move it like up here. This side. Okay. Rotate it, and scale it up. Sorry, my mouse got stuck. What's going on here? Scale? Oh. Yes. Can you scale or what? Computer? Scale. What's happening right now? T. Click and drag. Is it just not responding? Oh my god, okay. That's good. Too big. It's not bad though. Yeah. I don't want it to be one of those things that's like so obvious. Maybe like that. Okay. And then we'll grab some rock. We just need a couple rocks, really. Mossy rock. I don't even know that we'll notice that. Granite rock, ground. Oh. Poor baby. Let's just grab. Well, this is a cool looking rock. Oh, there we go. Just like one of these. Yep. Download that. Put it in there. Okay, let that import in. There we go. Again, convert material. Sorry about the baby. She's upset. Replace with nodes. There we go. All right. And we'll just back that up. Put that, like, scale it up. Oh, not too big. I just want to shove that into the ground. Where am I? There we go. Like that. I want that to break up our horizon line. I think I want to make a copy of it. Hold Control click and scale it up. And I want to kind of put it under the bridge, I think. Under the bridge, then thing. Yeah. Then I'm gonna do like a kind of a cluster of them. I'll do another one. Rotate. Just kind of shove it around. And again, copy paste. And I really want to move it forward. There we go. Top view. And then, really just want to kind of just make it look a little more natural. Okay, so we got a stump, we got all that. Let's see. We'll save. Should fill out our picture pretty quick. We don't want to overcrowd it. Now, I could add some like ivy. Oh yeah. See this right here? This stump, this feels so forced. It's like, hey, look at my stump model. So we're going to bring that back out of the way. Like, maybe like all the way out of the way. Like I want it to be there, but I don't want you to focus on it. Or do I put it in the river? That doesn't make any sense though. I could put it in the river like it fell over. That doesn't make sense though, right? Nah. But maybe like that. Yeah, that's not terrible. Yeah, it's not bad. So, focal point. Obviously, our eyes are very much drawn right down here. So, do you put a wagon or something like on here rather than a person? Like it's like a caravan traveling. That'd be kind of cool. Could do several people. The thing with people is it's just tough, right? 'Cause you just don't have many. It's like people. Load them in, right? Let me just do a silhouette of these people. A couple. Put them right there. Come on. There you go. Stand on the side of the bridge. That's perfect. All right, turn this off. This is what I want. I want Redshift to give me a force stop render. Stop it. Stop it. For real. Stop. We just had to close it. We want to go to the top view and we want to slide them in right here. Click. There we go. We'll turn our guy off here. And these are not Redshift materials, but we can convert them. Tools, convert and replace materials. See if it worked. Okay, seems like it did. So yeah, there's that. Let's see if that looks nice silhouetted, because it might. Now it's the story. Now it's two people. Look at them sideways on the Spider-Maning on the bridge there. This creepy mannequin watching. Ah, look at that. What a beautiful story. So now, what we do, we zoom in here. Yes, good. Now they're too bright. They look weird. So instead of here, we're going to go to Materials, Tools, Render Replace with Nodes, and we want to see what's going on here. Bump, set that to raw. Okay. People, reflection, metalness, transmission, subsurface. Okay. Not too shabby. So we can see what it looks like without the environment. But I think the environment helps. But we'll see. It's okay. I definitely like the environment. It's just whether I want it to be like hazier or not. Or do we just want it to be a little more directly, you know, rotate so it's directly behind him again. And move our area light. That's not too bad. Lift it up a little. Let's make this area light ever so slightly. We're going to switch it. No, actually, we need to make it color, don't we? So we use the template. And let's make it ever so slightly warm with a little orange glow. Kind of match. There we go. It's not too bad. Let's crank this up a bit. Too much? Too much. 0.05. I'm sorry, 0.005. Undo. Okay. I like that. Now, here's what we do. We play with the camera focal length. And we turn on bokeh. And we click on them. And we make it like 2. So that should blur this. And then that. And all of this stuff. And really make you focus on them. Or, you know, we focus on something closer. And we have them kind of be like a background kind of thought. Yeah, I think we focused on them. And let's grab our water, our wall, and just make it ever so slightly more just murky. This is just a little too pretty blue, fantasy blue. It's probably more this color. We'll slide it down like that. Yeah. There's like a dark blue on top. Murkier. There we go. Make this sort of blue like that. Like that. And we really want to just get it. So it's a good blend. So we'll increase the depth. I also make it super high. There we go. I like that. Right on. So there you go. Now we can come in here and apply some post effects on here. Definitely want to I could play around with these. So some of them work better if you do them, you know, log or not log. Oh, I don't mind that one. Like that. We keep flipping through them though. We're just scroll wheeling through these. Oh, that's kind of pretty though. Yeah, let's do that. Canon. Okay, and then we'll go to our colors and just a smidge of contrast, little bitty S-curve. Beautiful. Of course, you want some bloom. Pull that back. Oh, okay. Now we're talking. Now we're getting romantic. Yeah. We can look at flare. This may be too much, but that kind of works though. I think it's just too big. Bring the halo down. Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that. What about a streak? That isn't really that bad. It's just like a diagonal. Let's see. Nah, don't need it. Okay. So now what we need to do is save. Go to render. Let's go ahead and set it to high and switch it to alt to single. And we'll just hit render here. And then we can save it. The reason I like to render here over anywhere else is because if I decide I want to change the way the LUTs look or anything, I can. But this is looking pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that. We'll let it render and come back to it. Oh, we forgot to turn our geometry back on our bridge. Do that. So I like the way that bridge looked, so we got to redo it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it's going to look like. We've got denoiser on there, but we are going to render that out and take a look at that. But that's pretty much it. Thanks for following along and being a patron and supporting it. And hopefully you enjoyed that and learned something along the way. And we'll do another one soon. All right. Have a great day or night.